The longest-running arts festival on the First Coast returns to Mandarin this weekend. More than 100 artists will gather to display their work, nestled among the oaks on the grounds of the Mandarin Community Club. And I'm joined now by the Mandarin Community Club Festival Chair, Susie Scott. Hey, Susie.
Good morning, Ann.
Good morning. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Glad to be back and talk about the Mandarin Art Festival.
Yeah, so this has been an Easter weekend tradition for decades. When did you first start attending?
I've been volunteering for about 20 years and chairing for about 15. I'm just about to lose count.
Oh, well, tell us about what it is. What's the experience like? What makes it a standout art fair?
It's different from most art festivals because of the surroundings primarily. Most art festivals are located in parking lots or street festivals or even large civic buildings, but this is in Mandarin in the heart of a residential area under the magnificent oaks of Mandarin.
Yeah, and which are beautiful and storied, and a reason a lot of people like to go to Mandarin. I would guess that the artists really like that setting as well. I mean, it must be a draw for them.
Oh, it's spectacular. Many of our artists have been returning for decades. And this year we have about 40% new artists. So it's a great balance of artists that people are familiar with, that they come back year after year to see and buy their products, and new artists. So you have a totally new experience every year.
And so, who does the art festival? I mean, obviously the artists sell their wares, and that's benefit for them. But does it also benefit the community club, the Mandarin Community Club?
Yes, it's actually our primary fundraiser and our signature event every year. The Mandarin Community Club just turned 100 years old last year, and on the heels of that, we're hosting what is probably going to be our largest show ever this year. We have over 130 artists this year, 16 green market vendors, and an array of new food vendors as well. And we're also featuring our brand new, newly constructed outdoor Harriet Beecher Stowe Pavilion will be open just in time for the festival on this weekend.
Is that where that new sculpture is being made or has been made of Harriet Beecher Stowe?
Actually, the Harriet Beecher Stowe sculpture will be going down the street, and but we're partnering with the Mandarin Museum and Historic Society. They actually have a presence on our property. We lease them the historic post office and general store, and they'll be open over the weekend, so you can kind of step back in time over at the store and then cruise through the art festival and enjoy a really complete, unusual, unique experience.
What does the community club do?
We are a civic organization. We focus on beautification, preservation. The Mandarin Community Club building is one of the most, I'd say probably one of the top 10 historic structures in all of Jacksonville. It's a 170-year-old building founded by Harriet Beecher Stowe, who used to reside right across the street.
And what is the was it in the intervening years?
It has been a community club for, as I said, just over 100 years. But prior to that, it was a place where people came for community meetings. The Mandarin Players were there for many, many decades, which was probably the most successful amateur theater group in the United States for quite a long time.
So what's the connection? This is kind of an Easter tradition in that neighborhood. What is the connection, and what are some of the events that tie into that holiday?
Well, the actual festival was founded in 1968 by one of our past presidents. And most people don't know, but Mandarin was a bit of an enclave for artists. Memphis Woods, Charlie Brown, the famous potter, and even now Ford Riley has resided in Mandarin, and Kenyon resides in Mandarin. So the idea of having art and a festival in Mandarin is kind of a tradition.
So there are local artists at this event. There's also some national artists. And it looked like a really interesting mix of folks. One that kind of caught our eye was that there's a graphic designer that does book covers for people, including Margaret Atwood, Dan Brown, John Grisham, Michael Windsor is his name. He'll be there showing some of his paintings. But there's a lot of different variety of styles.
We have 6 different categories for our artists to exhibit under. And we're quite pleased with the depth of talent from our artists this year. It was quite a surprise to get this particular artist coming in after we read his resume and seen that he had done the original covers for that level of writers. We also have artists coming from all over the United States. We have them coming from South Florida. We have them coming from Atlanta. We have them coming from Indiana. So there's a real depth of talent.
So the Mandarin Art Festival, it runs March 30th and 31st. Starts at 10 o'clock each day.
That's correct. We open at 10 a.m. each morning. We close at 5 on Saturday and 4 on Sunday. It's not just a feast for the eyes. We have some really unique food vendors this year with an array of international foods, empanadas, pierogies, gelato, Argentine food, Latin fusion. So it's a feast for the eye and a feast for the taste buds.
Well, it's really nice to see you, Susie Scott. Good luck with all this weekend.
Thank you. Come on out.